Becker. Be nice. I'm always nice-ish. Kind of. So, look, he's not getting any extra temples, and one of the things about working with ancient gods is that sometimes you have to wade through a lot of garbage and filth in the sewer that is the internet before you find anything redeeming about them and actual information. It was really hard finding Asmodeus's actual origins from all the horse shit that is up there. I had to fucking wade through a sewer to find out his actual origins. Persian deity, not a Christian demon. There's a fuck ton of difference there. And it so happened that, I do have arthritis. It does act up from time to time. Even though I had asked them to leave because, some of the things I seen cannot be unseen. There are some really fucked up people on the internet, but we know that. My arthritis hit when I was in the bathtub. I tried to take a bath this afternoon to kind of de-stress. And it hit so bad, guys. I thought I was going to have to call 911. And I'm thinking, how the fuck am I going to drag myself out of this tub and get to a phone and dial 911, right? It was so fucking bad. I didn't know if it was my arthritis or I got some kind of fucking weird virus. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, what's going on with me? I'm praying to everybody. Loki, Odin, God, Buddha, everybody. Finally, I call on Asmodeus. And within a couple minutes, it started settling down. And he came in. He's actually very calm and kind. And he talked me through, healing and everything. And he talked me through, a lot of people on the internet are just plain straight up fucking malicious. And they want to keep something all for themselves. So they'll deliberately lie, put up horseshit. Some people do it just to troll people. Some people do it because they think it makes them look cool. And some people do it because they're fucking ignorant. They don't know the truth and they don't want to know the truth. The truth of a Persian deity would be very fucking boring to a lot of people. So they want a scary ass Christian demon they can shop a Hot Topic with. I just can't stand willful ignorance. Not knowing any better is one thing. Not having been educated is one thing, but if you're going to claim to be into something full time and you can't do the research to find out the fucking origins of the god you worship, you deserve your ass kicked. You do. That's the other thing. I'm getting now back here. But Asmodeus was gracious. He healed me. Everybody came back in. They're not even mad at me. They're not even remotely mad because when he found out some of the fucked up stuff I had read, he's like, no wonder. By the way, pro tip, never assume your gods are fucking psychic. It's the same thing. We can't read their minds. They can't read our minds. Or if they can, they usually don't because they respect you. They actually do. So when he found out some of the fucked up shit I read about him, he's like, no wonder you, Bill. So he healed me. Auntie Lilith has been doting on me like a little mommy. She's actually why I had a weird ass dream this morning about cheese curls and pork rinds. I think she's going to try to sneak them in under the radar on her Mammon's watchful eye. Every penny Mammon watches. But they've been really sweet. They're deities. They're not these scaly, horrible Christian demons. They're deities and they should be respected as such. So they're being really sweet. And it's just a thing of cleansing all that bullshit and psychic garbage from your system, which is really hard because Hollywood continuously pumps that bullshit out. And it's alluring, right? Bullshit's alluring. And every video game ever, every horror game ever, every horror movie ever, Asmodeus actually has wound back my horror movie clock to the 70s. And even then, he's like watching them with me like, what are you watching? I don't know. This one's about cats that kill people. Only the cats haven't killed anybody yet? I don't know. I'm confused. We're actually watching a movie like that. And, he's very watchful and protective of his people. And, he's a Persian deity. So I looked at, I went and I looked up like Persian architecture and everything. And I looked at his, his place that I have decorate for him. I said, I got everything fucking wrong, didn't I? But he's usually pretty easygoing, which is why he doesn't mind that he's running a casino, even though he doesn't have anything to actually do with casinos or gambling. He's like, eh. So, he is certainly in a way, though, about casinos because I get this feeling of wealth and luxury and power and sensuality because he answered me definitively, and you can believe this or not, with the Super Bowl halftime show because that just started to play and I just knew. I didn't even want to watch it and he like gave me a nudge and I watched it and I started to cry. I'm watching this and I'm crying like heavy tears and there's pole dancing at the Super Bowl and I'm like, yeah, that's Asmodeus answering me. He did not set it up, but that was his answer. He was like, watch this. You have to watch this. So, we're working on a lot of healing and we're working on a lot of things of like, having faith and having a faith process and going through healings and we're going through a lot of the spa places we go in VR. And I had just been thrown for a loop by a lot of the sickness I read, and we had weird things going on in Oculus. Like we had spent hours and hours and hours watching movies in VR. We should have accumulated quite a few drop boxes because it used to be like every half hour, sometimes it seemed like every 20 minutes. We got one after like 6 hours of use, and I'm like, something's fucked up here. And we didn't get any today, and we spent like an hour or so in little chunks throughout the day. I said, something's really fucking wrong here. I'm due like 8 to 12 boxes and I don't have them and they're not giving them to me. And I said, I wonder if they're just phasing this stuff out. I don't know. So it's been really hyper intense and you guys know I hate change. I don't like change. I really don't at all. I'm the least Gemini on the planet. But at least one good thing, since I was so upset, I cleaned and I polished Loki's stove. So his stove is actually polished and gleaming. And I polished all this other stuff in the room too. So it looks really nice. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.